The Bazaar team leaked a piece of information, a critical piece of UI from the upcoming gameplay reveal. We could end up getting rewarded for every win. The game may no longer have any PvE or may even run much shorter than it used to. So let's take a look. So this is what we were just randomly dropped today. I didn't know what to think when I first saw this. I was kind of in the same, well, I suggested it and then Anton agreed, but I was kind of in that camp of, I wonder if we'll get like, we asked about like music and artwork ages ago. I wondered if we would get any of that. But we have something, well, this is a spoiler. If we'd gotten artwork or music, that would have been a separate content piece. This is an actual spoiler. To get down to business, we have a new piece of UI, piece of user interface. So yeah, I guess we'll just go top down, right? Oh no, we'll go in outside to inside. So as Pickle, you point out, the two hearts do have some people confused. And I would have to agree with some members in the community, such as Cap, that a heart represents a life. So those two hearts are our lives, and I also have a life. So if hearts were a thing in real world, if I have a whiteboard over there. So if each one of these was a heart, I'm carrying these two hearts, right? I'm still alive. I still exist, but I also have these two hearts. If I die, I lose... funny. If I die, I lose one of these lives, but I still have one heart and I'm alive. If I lose another life, I lose another heart. Oh no, there it goes. Now I just have my life. If I die again, I'm gone. So yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards we probably still have 3 lives, even though there are only 2 displayed on the image over there. But I could be entirely wrong. Maybe for balance purposes, they've decided that actually you only get 2 hearts. And okay, so we were given this like a couple of hours ago. Here's another blindingly weird speculation for you. So 10 wins to 3 losses is already a pretty rough like distinction, right? You're gonna be getting 3 losses way more than you get 10 wins, which is fine. However, I can't see them bringing that down to 2 losses for 10 wins. That's a lot of wins that you need before you're just flat straight out. And you could just have 2 days gone. You don't really get to see much end game. You don't even get to see much mid game. However, what if with the new system of common, uncommon, rare, if they're spread evenly throughout, you can't divide 10 by 3. At least I can't. Not in a nice round number. So, do we have 2 hearts and 2 lives because we no longer need 10 wins? Maybe we need 9 wins. Maybe we need 6 wins. Maybe they split down the middle and it's 7 or 8. Maybe they've made it easier to win. They've made the entire length of a run shorter. But because of that, they also need to make the lives shorter. Right, okay. So that's kind of my heart speculation. My most obvious call is that you just have 2 extra lives and then your life. But the extravagant call, well, my extravagant call is that the entire run has been made shorter, so you only get 2 chances, but you only need like 7, 8, or 9 wins now. Let's move on down to the chests then. So, the chests apparently denote chests. We've heard that from many sources. But realistically, so why are they chests? So, we'll see in a second. I'll bring up a comparison, but I want to do this first. We'll see in a second that like they used to just be denoted as the Bazaar gem. We already had a symbol for kind of winning. And while I agree with Reynad, it was a bit strange to have just this gem that doesn't really mean anything denote winning. I also don't necessarily see where the chest comes in. Like, obviously, sure, adventuring, you could win chests of loot, or if you're bartering at the thing, like if you're bartering in a bazaar, maybe the winner comes away with a big haul in a chest, but I don't really sort of find the beat with that. That doesn't really line up perfectly for me. However, there was one very nice bit of speculation that I saw. Wait, was it my idea? No, it wasn't. Someone else suggested something, and that sparked something for me. I wonder if these chests, if these wins are depicted as chests, because Reynad said something about after a win, you would gain some sort of award, some sort of prize, some sort of chest. So I wonder if that's just a neat way of showing that. So like after a game, say you go 4 wins and 3 losses. Oh no, your run ended real early. You have no hearts at the top because you're dead, but you have 4 chests at the bottom. And then after that run, you can open your 4 chests. That seems like a lot. Like they'd be giving us a lot of rewards at that point. Like you could go negative in your run, you could go 2 wins and 3 losses, absolutely bomb out, but still unlock 2 chests. Like I wonder how that's going to work. But that's I really like that as an idea. I think being able to reward your players consistently, even if it's with small little itty bitty things, is a very nice way of doing it. Anyway, so that's what I think for the chest. Is there anything else it could be? Like I said, maybe Reynad and the team just weren't happy with it being gems. They were still sort of, gems doesn't really come into it, so let's just go with another default. Like this isn't necessarily the finished product. It looks very swanky. I would be happy with this as a finished product, but it isn't necessarily the finished product. I'd also be cool with like if you opened them after each win and it just like, I don't know, the simple thing it gave you would just be like a cosmetic for this run. That would be cute. But then I don't know why you'd have like a counter of chests in the bottom corner. Then Cap just had an idea where you could potentially use that chest as a sideboard, so it's not actually anything to do with the wins. You can buy cards from the market, and instead of having, as we have in traditional auto battlers, which we haven't seen in the Bazaar yet, instead of having a sideboard or a bottom board or a spare board or whatever you want to call it, you just put items in this little chest, like a little reserved item area, and then the number will just be how many items you have stored in your chest. So as I say, I think there are 3 more little bits left on this gift that we can talk about. The first one is pretty fucking obvious. There's a little day 1 thing that comes out of the side. Now, as you can see, the mouse moves over it. I'm quite happy that that is now just a hover effect. You should probably know what day you're on. You probably have a general idea. You should also roughly be able to calculate it based off the wins and losses between your hearts and your score, right? But yeah, anyway, I like that they're hiding more of the UI. This goes into a small bit of further discussion that they've cleaned this UI up a lot. So this entire UI piece replaces the entire left-hand bar that was there before, as well as maybe a couple of other little pieces. We don't know everything that's in here. But you can see it shrunk it all the way down to just that small little like river bit of the board, which by the way, we can see the board hasn't changed much. Fair enough. They said they were going to be being polished to it, not that they were going to be changing it. So yeah, I like that they've cleaned up that bit of the design a bit more. 2 final things. They're pretty quick fire, but I'll let Cap go with this thing first. I really hope that this is just like Vanessa's compass, and the style is based on for each champion. Oh, that's actually a cute idea. That would be nice. So you can either have that, or this is obviously again something else you can sell cosmetics for. The little cross swords at the top, I believe it was Anton, maybe Lyzoke that pointed this out, but we only have one of them. So in the previous build, we saw a little monster face halfway around. We also saw the cross swords at the top, which was the PvP game. And in a previous build, no, not in a previous build before that, in that same build, we saw the little anvil just before the swords. So this is either simplified, or we're missing those 2 guaranteed events now. We're no longer guaranteed to have a consistent in the same spot PvP battle and upgrade opportunity. Does that mean that they won't be consistent? No. It may be in the game's rules that once a day we'll get an option to have a PvE battle, and once a day we'll have an option to upgrade. But we don't necessarily have to take it. Maybe there are other choices. Maybe it's not always in the same spot. Maybe you have your PvE battle first thing in the day, and you're really hoping to buy something, but oh well. Also, this is a compass. Sure, it looks like a tracker, it looks like a clock face, but it's actually a compass. You don't need to go northeast, southwest. In fact, then you're just spinning around in a circle. Is it even a compass? Who knows? Maybe it is a watch, but to me it looks a little bit like a compass. So are we able to go to any of these at any point? But yeah, do we get to choose what order do we do these things in? But if we slide this in, like I say, it looks like this has actually changed because it doesn't match up properly anymore. Like I can make it smaller, but then we're inside this little circle. So yeah, they've definitely changed the board a little bit as well. But you can get a bit of an idea as to what this would look like. A lot more streamlined. You don't have that thing in the top left anymore. You just have this little compass in the middle that displays everything at a glance on that left-hand side. But there we go. I just wanted to present that to you guys.
I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine.